And we're live. Hey everyone, welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me. Today is Tuesday, June 22nd. And just a real quick reminder for everyone, your eBay coupon that you get for the free eBay branded supplies, if you have a store subscription, is only good through the end of this month. You get one each quarter. And if you don't know how to use it, I do have a video that's real quick that shows you how. If you want to search the channel or ask me for the link, I walk you through on how to get your coupon code and use it. But that will expire. They don't roll over. So you get, credit for X amount of supplies, and then it's gone. And you may not like eBay branded supplies. And yes, they are highly overpriced, but they are free when you use your coupon. And you should never say no to anything free. They can give you a couple extra poly bags or boxes, tissue paper, tape, whatever you need. You can stock up on it and just have some supplies for free. Technically, they're not free because you're paying for your store subscription. So you might as well use your store subscription. Goodies and tools that you get with it, that's what you're paying for. Let's poke over here and see. We're going to wait a little while so there's a couple more people in here before we get into the meat of the topic. So I'm just going to riff at you for a little bit. A couple housekeeping items. Number one, your store subscription is expiring at the end of this month because it is the end of Q2. If you purchased a store review or a closet review from me when we did our 50% off flash sale last week, don't forget to check your email. I guess first and foremost, I'm not psychic. So if you purchase a store review from me, I can see that you purchased it, but I don't just automatically get downloaded in my brain your store link or anything like that. I need some information from you before I can begin. I don't understand that, but a lot of people just buy it and then expect me to know. I don't know. I wish I was psychic. That would be great. But no, nothing like that. I'm not psychic. It doesn't download into my brain. Check your email for an email from SendOwl, and check your spam if you don't see it, and make sure you're checking the email connected to your PayPal. So it's going to be sent to the email on your PayPal account. And in that email is going to be some questions. Obviously, I'm going to need your store to do the review, the link, or your closet. But I ask some questions and give you an opportunity to personalize your review. So all my store reviews and the closet reviews aren't just the same thing over and over. You have an opportunity when you check your email to answer some questions and ask some questions of me, and kind of cater your review towards what you're looking for and the advice that you need or whatever. I got a couple of emails from people asking, where's my review? And I'm like, I don't even know where your store is at. So make sure you do that. And it's the same with the guides. If you purchased any guides during our flash sale, they came to your email connected to your PayPal. Check for spam. It comes from SendOwl, not from me. Third thing is Q3 starts on the 1st, which is a week from Thursday. So a week from Wednesday is when your store coupon expires, and then a week from Thursday will be the beginning of Q3, when you should really be ramping up for Q4. We're going to be ramping up to leave for Florida. We'll be leaving the week of July 19th. So I hope to get out some really good content for you guys pertaining to Q4, but it is just getting down to crunch time here, and we'll be moving at the beginning of Q3. But just keep that in the back of your mind. We're going to start talking about Q4 soon. And I think that's all of the housekeeping I have. No, that's not it. I got a lot of messages and emails over the weekend asking me, what's that eyeball stuff? What bags do you use? What printer do you recommend? What boxes do you buy? If you're ever questioning, you can always look in the description box on any of our YouTube videos, and all of our Amazon affiliate and eBay affiliate links are down there. It costs no extra money to you to purchase, but we get a kickback for the affiliate program. So we get a little bit of a commission, but you don't pay any extra. So before you message me, hey, what's that eyeball stuff? Check the description box on the YouTube channels. I only have one. It's down there. If you're in the Facebook group, there's an actual file in the group that has all the links. And don't forget to check our Amazon storefront, which is in the Facebook group as well. And it's more of a familiar shopping experience. It's just a little storefront that says, hey, we're the Flippin' Hippos. These are our affiliate links. And you can look for stuff there by category rather than just going down a list. That's everything I can think of now. I tried to keep some notes here based on all the messages I've been getting. I'm getting kind of overwhelmed and behind on emails and stuff, but I'm trying to keep up. All right, I'm going to say hi to some folks in the chat, and then we're going to get into the topic. If you miss any part of this live show, if you come in late or if you missed it all together, you can always watch the replay. All of my live shows upload to the YouTube channel. Jacob Michael is here. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while, so it is good to see you here while I'm live. Shelly's here. Welcome in. Jules, Nurse with a Purse. Bill and David are here, guys. That's Noman the Frog with the blue wrench. You can bug them if you need something. They are my mods and very good friends of mine who I will be seeing again this weekend. We're also trying to make the rounds and visit with a lot of friends and family before we leave the area. So, Carrie Berry's mom is here. Lisa's here. Pamela's here. We actually were like 50-some degrees today. Speaking of weird cool downs, it had been like Florida hot here for a while, and then it was cool, like 70s, but like 100% humidity was crazy, and then we had a bunch of storms come through, really bad thunderstorms. We lost power, and then today was like 59 degrees. It was really weird. If you don't like the weather in Pennsylvania, guys, wait a minute. That's what they say. All right, so we are going to get into the actual topic now that I've rambled at you. Got enough folks in here so I can get started on that. So we're talking about best practices, and I wanted to kind of review what the best practices are that I recommend, and then we'll talk about why they're not always quote-unquote best. So these are the best business practices for resellers. Most of these are going to pertain to eBay, but they can pertain to other platforms, and I'll talk about that with each one I talk about. They're not the end-all, be-all, do this or you won't be successful. But what I can say is that the best business practices that I recommend everyone do are the exact same things that Keith and I do that have allowed us to become successful, have allowed us to, in under 5 years, grow from being absolutely nothing to moving to Florida. So if you follow these and you have the determination and the work ethic, you can be successful. These best business practices I learned from Casey and many other YouTubers and influential resellers within the community, Megan Mawhinney, Robert, all of the big time sellers that I know and influencers on YouTube and Instagram follow these best business practices, or at least the majority of them. So you can take them with a grain of salt, and if you think they don't apply to you, but you keep spinning your wheels and you're not growing, you're not becoming more successful, then maybe it's time to get over your stubbornness and maybe try a couple that you've never tried before. Just because, you know, Einstein said the definition of insanity is to continue to do the same thing but expect different results. So if you hear these best business practices from myself and other resellers and you continually turn up your nose at them, but you're not going anywhere and you're not growing and you're not becoming more successful, chances are you need to get over yourself and probably try a few. If you're making a really good living as a full-time reseller and you don't do any of these things, then by all means, please turn your nose up at me. But I don't feel like you can be successful without implementing at least most of these. But there are situations where these don't apply, and we're going to go over those. And that's because there is an exception to every rule, except for that. So every rule has an exception, except for the rule that every rule has an exception. There is no exception to that. It's the same philosophy of when I tell you guys that sometimes brands don't matter. If you find a really amazeballs graphic button front t-shirt with big cars on it or deers or just something really super unique and it's like an extra large or larger and it's George brand or Walmart brand, that's something you should probably source. Even though it's a Walmart brand that you would normally say is poop and you would avoid. That is the exception to the rule because it's super unique and super cute. There are plus size jeans that I would get of poop brands that I would never touch under size 14. There are booty shorts and cutoff denim shorts and brands that are definitely poop and I would pass on any other reason except for those denim shorts that I know I can get $16 and $18 for. So there are always exceptions to the rules. So we're just going to jump in. Pame, am I saying your name right? Kelly, we're heading to the Tampa area. Oh, you said when. I don't have my eyeballs on. They really reflect light when I'm talking. And I feel like when I look in the camera, all you see is light. And I like you guys to see my eyeballs. I like to feel like I'm talking to you. So when? The weekend of July 19th, as of right now. That could change. We are definitely preparing and heading to that direction. But we had some issues. I'm not going to go into details, but in Keith's family, someone had health issues. So we might stick around a little bit longer, but we'll see. Veronica, hi. Welcome in. Okay, so best business practices. Let's start with the one that everyone always hears and knows about. It's activity. You got to have daily activity. And this does apply to all your platforms, not just eBay. List every day. You should absolutely be listing every day. That is the best way to keep your store, closet, or Mercari active, wherever platform you're on. Listing every single day keeps you active. But not only that, listing every single day grows the amount of active listings that you have. And it's just like casting a net into the ocean. If you have a little tiny net, you're going to catch just a few fish or maybe some small fish. But if you have a really big net, you're going to catch a whale and hundreds and thousands of fish, right? So if you have, 50 active listings and you're wondering why you only get one sale a week, well, that's why. One, you don't have enough listings to have reoccurring daily sales. Two, you're probably not listing every day if you only have that many. I can tell you that Keith and I did not see recurring daily sales until we reached 1,000 active listings. And then it just kind of kicked in and it was like 2 to 5 a day. And then it just grew from there. So the more you list, the more you're going to sell. That is absolutely number one. And I don't think anyone can turn their nose up at that. You cannot tell me that you think you can list less and sell more, and that you can just not touch any of your platforms for weeks or months and still sell things. You're just not going to. I can tell you from experience on Mercari, Grailed, Poshmark, and eBay that when we're active every single day, we sell more. And the same goes with YouTube. I can tell you that when I'm putting out videos every day or every other day, I see an increase in my ad revenue. However, if I kind of pull back, which I have been lately because of the move, and do just 1 or 2 videos a week, I definitely see my ad revenue go down because there's less stuff to watch. And by not having the activity, my channel and my videos get kind of pushed down in the algorithm of YouTube. It's the same thing as with eBay. If you put out a video every day and you're active, YouTube rewards you by pushing you up in the searches for relevant, topics pertaining to your video. And then the more stuff you have for people to watch, the more they're going to watch you. If you don't have anything new out for a while, what are people going to watch? So it's the same thing. And on Instagram, if you're making new posts every day on Instagram and you're interacting with people, you're going to grow followers. If you post once a week and you're not active, you're just going to sit there and be stagnant. So that kind of goes into everything that you do as a reseller. You just have to be active. You have to stay active and you have to put out new content every day or you are going to be stagnant. And that includes Instagram. If you guys are a TikToker, you got to put out content. YouTuber. eBay, Poshmark, Boxery, Grailed, any of them. So you have to be active every day. You have to be listing every day. You have to be doing something every day to let Cassini know that you are alive. Indeed, here I am. Knock, knock. Wake up my store. Number 2, you've got to have good photos. Period. I'm not even going to get into the debate of the white backgrounds versus the wooden backgrounds. But dark photos with very little light that doesn't show the item in detail, photos on dirty floors, and okay, these are things I've all seen. Photos in the bathroom, photos on the dirty bed, photos where you can see people's feet, photos with pets laying on the stuff. Those are bad, and those are a turnoff. And when folks go on eBay and search for silver jeans, and they see my jeans, nice, neat, on a solid background, bright lighting, and they see, we'll call him Bob, I don't know why, but they see Bob's silver jeans on a dirty floor, and it's dark, and you really can't see any detail, and his jeans are 20 and mine are 40, 45, they're still going to pick mine because mine look nice and attractive and clean and hold the value. There is a perceived value in items, and that goes in with your pricing as well as your photos. But if you see a crumpled piece of clothing on a dirty floor and it's dark versus something nice on a hanger or a mannequin or a nice flat lay and it's nice and bright, even if that one costs more, they're going to assume that that's why it costs more. They're going to think something's wrong with Bob's. Bob has a lower price. He hasn't valued his item, and it looks like poop. So you've got to have good photos. Do I recommend everyone using a white background? Yes. Do I recommend photo room app? Yes. Do I recommend having good lighting like mine? Yes. But I also understand that when people first start out reselling, they don't have a lot of capital to reinvest into the business, and it is best to grow your inventory. That goes back into listing every day. It is good to grow your inventory and focus on that first and foremost in the beginning. Once you get your inventory built up and you're selling more, you'll have more profits and more capital, and then you can make the big purchases like the thermal printers, the mannequins, the backdrops, the photo lights. So in the beginning, when you don't have a lot to spare, you can just make sure that you're doing your best to have good lighting. And some people use ring lights. Some people use the little boxes if you're doing small items. Just whatever you can make do with until you can get better. But make sure you have good lighting and a solid background. Don't have a busy background. Don't throw stuff on the floor or the couch or the ground. And I always say I understand on Poshmark that there is like an art form to the photography, and a lot of the Posh sellers have really nice looking photos. They'll have the jeans with the pearl necklace and the little cactus and the shoes, and that's cute and that's acceptable on Poshmark. Everyone knows that's Poshmark. You do that on eBay, I almost feel like you're asking for an item that is described. You're asking for the buyer to purchase the jeans and then give you a bad or negative review, feedback, and item not as described you want to return because they only got the jeans. They wanted everything that was in that picture, the cactus, the necklace, the shoes. So I don't really recommend props for eBay. Just the item, simple, on a background that's plain with good lighting. That's good. That's all you need. Number 3 is your titles. So there is a specific formula that you should be using for your titles on eBay. This is an accepted formula that was given to eBay sellers that eBay opened several years in a row. This is exactly what Cassini looks for. I always refer to Cassini as a she. The algorithm of eBay is coded to look for this formula. So if you have the formula in your title, yes, you will be given preferential treatment. You will show up higher in searches. It just is. Cassini is programmed to look for that formula. If you're using that formula, yay, look at you. You're going to go up in searches. If you're not, you're getting pushed down. It's just a fact. They've coded it into the algorithm. They told everyone it opened. They gave us the formula. This is what they want you to use. It's more uniform for Google as well, from what I understand. And it's not hard. It's the brand, what it is, gender, size, keywords. Most important to least important until you run out of room. So silver, women's jeans, size 8. Low rise, boot cut, medium wash denim pants. Robert Graham, men's button front shirt, size extra large. Cactus, all over print. Short sleeve, silk, whatever. It's that simple. And it's coded into the algorithm to look for that. You also want to make sure you're using good keywords. And again, putting them in order of importance to least. The best way to do that is, 1, to use descriptive keywords about your item. But number 2, put yourself in the buyer's shoes. If you were going to be looking for jeans, are you searching for NWT, EUC? Probably not. Get those out of your title. Buyers are looking for low rise, boot cut, flare leg, skinny, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever style they like. They're looking for the brand. They're looking for the wash sometimes. They're looking for the rise. They're looking for maternity jeans. They're looking for Winnie the Pooh from Disney. Just think of all the keywords that a buyer would punch in to find an item. And a lot of clothing, especially women's jeans, will give you your keywords right on the tags. It'll tell you a bunch of stuff. Some of the brands name the jeans, like these are the Brooke jeans, the Madeline jeans. Use those. So they're there for you to use. But get those words and abbreviations out of there that they're not looking for, because it could hinder you in the searches. You don't need to put NWT. First of all, most buyers don't know that means new with tags. And the condition of the listing should be new, and you should have it in the description as well as at the top. So they already know it's new. You don't need to put EUC. You've got a whole description box where you can say this is an excellent use condition. You don't need to be putting the location of your item in the title. Buyers aren't looking for that. And having B/12 is going to hinder you in the searches. Put it in your SKU line. That's what it's there for. The SKU line is there for us to put any information we want, and the buyer never sees it. So make sure you're using that very, I can't think of the word I want, and I hate it when I'm live and I do that. Important area of the title that is not the word I want. But that's, valuable real estate, and you want to use it as if it were a valuable commodity. So that's number 3. Believable blessings, welcome in. And zombie bargain hunter, guys, that's Robert. He's here. Hi. No, he's a really good friend of mine. He's got a blue red. Say hi to him. So number 4 then would be 2 offers, best offers. And I know that a lot of people are contentious on this, but here's the thing. At the end of the day, I don't care who you are or what you believe. I will be very stubborn on this, and I will butt heads with you over this. Everybody wants a deal. Everybody wants a deal. Let me say it 3 times for you. Everybody wants a deal. We really don't want eBay to be like a garage sale, but it doesn't have to have that kind of a feeling to it to give out offers. Posh is a very fancy place with fancy brands and expensive clothing, and people do offers on there. Having best offers on your items or sending out offers does not lower the value of your items. It does not give the perception that you're a carnival hawker out there trying to get one over on people. It's just that buyers want a deal. They want to look at the price, and they want to get it lower than that. It's as simple as that. If you price it at 25, they're going to want it for 20 because they want a deal. And people like to get that last word in. I've noticed a lot lately when I'm doing offers, they will counter offer my offer, or we'll go back and forth, and they always end at like 50 cents or a quarter less than my last offer. And I'm like, I'm not really going to argue over 50 cents or a quarter. I'm just not. But to them, they felt like, woo, they got the last word. They won, right? Everybody's got to feel like they won something, or they got one over on the seller, or they got the last word in. It's just human nature. It's just human nature. It's just how people are. Having best offers on your items on eBay literally gives you a boost in the searches. If you didn't know that, you know it now. Having best offers on, I'm going to repeat that because it's super important. Having best offers on gives you a free boost in the searches. Why wouldn't you have them on? Why is it so hard for someone who wants to be successful and have a lot of sales and make this a full-time living? Why is it so hard for you to entertain offers? I mean, at one time we were up over 3,000 active listings and we got 20, 30 offers a day. It didn't offend me, didn't bother me, didn't piss me off. This is business. I don't have a reason to have emotions in my business. And guess what? I got time for that. Everybody always says, I ain't got time for that. I have time for that. I absolutely do, because I want to make money. I want to sell my stuff. And I understand the psychological aspect of people wanting a sale and wanting a deal. So if I have to list something at 30 that I wanted 25 for and take 20 for it, I'm going to do it. Because I want to be successful. Counter offering literally takes a second. I don't understand why some people think it's so off-putting or not wanting to do it. They don't have time for it. It takes a second. Even if you type the message out, go back with 10% off. Thanks for interest in this item. A second. And your sales will increase. Oh, but lowball offers and they're annoying. Okay, counter them at 10% off and move on with your day. Why are we putting all these emotions into business, folks? They don't belong there. Did I not warn you guys that I might get a little snotty and tough love in this video? You have time. If you want this to be a business, if you want to make the effort and you have the time. There are exceptions to this, but we're not to that point yet. Sending offers is always good, especially on Poshmark. You'll just make more sales. Their buyers over there expect the offers. They want them. They like your item because they're anticipating that offer. Poshmark is a different venue, though, and it's a kind of a different mindset of buyers. But they'll like your stuff because now they're waiting. I liked her jeans. What is she going to send me? Because that's just how Poshmark works. But you can send offers on eBay as well. So yeah, the same thing. Believable Blessings says the majority, 90%. All platforms: Mercari, Poshmark, Grail, eBay. Offers. That's where we make our sales. If you have to price a little bit higher, good, because now you're getting away from the fast nickel and that race to the bottom. Yay! Everybody wins. But also, why wouldn't you take that free boost in searches? I don't understand that. I never will, and you're never going to change my mind. And I will, like I said, butt heads over this. There's no reason not to have them on, except for the very few exceptions, which we'll get to. So that's number 4. So number 5 is same or next day ship. I know same day is hard for some folks just because of what they have on their plate, you know, with maybe working another job outside of the home or having children, or taking care of loved ones that may be elderly or sick, or pets or whatever. I know that same day is not feasible for everyone, but next day would be the next best thing. The faster you ship, the better your listing looks, because the buyer sees an estimated delivery date, and they're always going to go with what's faster. That, again, is just an undeniable fact, and I cannot change people. They want their stuff fast. I mean, come on, how many of us order from Prime so that we can get our stuff the next day? I love Prime. If I need something, I can have it here tomorrow. You know what I mean? So that's the mentality of most people. The faster you ship, the more you're going to sell. And if you're going to tell me that you don't have time to ship every day, yes, you do. If you have time to sit down once a week and do all your orders, if they're 50, then you have time to do 5 a day. It blows my mind how many people want to make this their full-time job and their full-time living, but refuse to do these small things that are going to make it to where you can sell more and make this your full-time job and your full-time living. When this is your full-time job, you ship every day. That's just how it is. You have to list every day. You have to work every day. You have to take pictures. You don't just get to pick and choose. Okay, I'm getting off on another tough love tangent. So that's not good advice. Let's take that off. Poshmark, they expect offers. I don't spend a lot of time on it. Every Thursday, I go back to the last 5 days and offer 20%. Every Sunday, Kate will go back to the last 7 days of likes and offer 30%. And then throughout the week, I'll check in. I check in the mornings when I'm doing my unsolds, right before I begin those. And maybe a couple other times, I just check in and peek. If I'm sitting in line in traffic, if I'm in line at the post office, if I'm, at physical therapy and I'm waiting to be seen, anywhere I'm just kind of standing there, I check Macari and Poshmark and just send out offers. It's easy enough. So number 6, running sales. Running sales is super duper important on eBay, but you can only do it if you have a store subscription. So if you haven't gotten big enough or can't afford it yet and don't have a store subscription, then you can't run the sales yet. But you should be running sales. I'm not going to get too far into this topic because I could talk for a while on it. But if you haven't seen any of my videos about running sales, you should probably search the channel later tonight or tomorrow when you have some free time and look for my videos about running sales. They are super duper important. They give you a boost in searches. There's another thing. There's so many ways that eBay gives you to increase your visibility for free, and people just don't take advantage of it. Just by having a markdown sale, you're getting a boost. Best offers, you're getting a boost. Free shipping, you're getting a boost. If your store is active and you're staying active every day, you're getting another boost. Faster shipping, you're getting a boost. Your titles follow the formula, you're getting a boost. There's so many ways without paying for the promoted listings, which you should be doing too. But free ways to boost your stuff, free ways to be seen, things that eBay even recommends as best business practices that we should all be doing. So running sales is super important. 1, it gives you the boost, but 2, it goes back to what I was talking about a little bit earlier. Buyers want a deal. They want to see that line, the original price, and the little red sale. And they want to see, ooh, this is over in 2 days. Increases urgency. Sales are just good all the way around. Again, look for my videos on sales. And then we've got free shipping. Now, this is going to be one that definitely has exceptions, and we'll talk about them. But as far as your run-of-the-mill, oversaturated used clothing in Plush that's first class, that should all have free shipping on it. Guess what? Gives you boost in searches. It increases sales because buyers like a deal. And unfortunately for us, or fortunately for us, there's just something in the human mind if they see that, this pen costs $15 plus 5 shipping, and my pen over here costs $20 and it's free shipping. They're probably going to buy mine because it's just the psychology. They like to get stuff for free. So yeah, you can lower the price of your item and get a boost too. That's activity. Whenever you edit your listings in any way, in a shape or form, that's activity. That's that little knock at Cassini's door. Hey, I'm doing stuff. I'm here. I'm active. I'm touching my stuff. My store is active. All right, and then we have promoted listings. I mean, those aren't really best business practices, but I put them on here just to talk about real briefly as far as running the business. Everyone has promoted listings on pretty much nowadays. So in order to compete, you almost have to have them on. Not having them on, you're doing yourself a disservice. And you just have, I almost like you have to have them on to compete with everyone else. That's with like your normal run-of-the-mill used clothing on Plush. There will be exceptions to that as well. So just real quick, recap. I got 7 best business practices here. We just went over, and now we're going to go over the exceptions. Number 1, daily activity. 2 is good picks. 3, the titles follow the formula and have good keywords. 4 is having best offers on and sending offers. 5 is your shipping speed should be same day or next day. 6 is to run sales. 7 is free shipping, and then the bonus 8th one is promoted listings. So what are their exceptions to these when they're not best? Very few and very far between. Most of my viewers, I would suspect, and subscribers and group members on Facebook and people who follow me on Instagram probably follow me for one of 2 reasons. One of 3 reasons. 1, they like Plush. A lot of people who enjoy flipping Plush and sourcing Plush and want to learn about Plush, maybe they don't do it yet, but they want to learn, those are the kind of folks that are watching me. 2, people who like jeans and maybe watch me for the jeans content. And 3, just use clothing sellers in general. So most of my subscribers, viewers, group members, y'all are selling the stuff that needs all of this to be successful, because used clothing and Plush are both very, very long tail, very competitive, very oversaturated. Will you find the occasional super duper rare Plush that's expensive and sells fast? Maybe. Where are you sourcing? I don't know what your area looks like, but those can happen. We can all run into, men's rock revival jeans that sell really fast for a lot of money. It happens. But generally speaking, most of us are doing volume sales, and we have all of these items that have a huge competition. And in order to stay abreast of the competition and compete and, stay neck and neck on that race, you got to do all these best business practices. So the first one we talked about was daily activity. I don't think that there's an exception to that. I just don't. I have so many times in the past, like several times a year, in some instances, gone away and had my store on vacation mode or whatever, extended handling, and it always sucks when we get back. I'm going to tell you that right now. It sucks. Is it worth it to go to open? Yes. Is it worth it when we used to go down to Florida to visit Casey? Yes. Absolutely worth it, but only like at the time. Then when you get home and it takes weeks to recoup and recover and bounce back, it's like, oh my God. So I can tell you from experience that every time we've not been active because we have been on vacation or whatever, the store really suffers. And it usually takes about a month to bounce back all the way and get back to where we were pre-vacation. And the amount of our daily activity and listings has exponentially gone down as we get closer to the move day, and we're dealing with a lot of stuff, both for the move and personally right now. And our sales are taking a hit. They just are. So I don't really think there's an exception. I think you have to be active every day. Can you float on by just by doing the unsolds every morning? Maybe. I don't know. I really think there's really no good exception to this. The second one, good pictures, no good exception. Nope, no exception. I don't care if you're selling the most rarest of rare items that is worth $1 million and everybody wants. You probably still want to have good pictures of it, just to show what you have and let them know of its authenticity. So good pics, there's never an exception. You need to have those. The titles, there's no exception. That brings us to offers. There is an exception. So if you sell very rare or unique items, you don't necessarily need to have best offers on there to compete. If you deal in antique furniture, rare coin collections, rare vintage toys, things like that where it's not oversaturated and there's not very many of them on the market, and you may have the only one or one of three or just a half a dozen or whatever, you're not really competing. You still want to have the good pictures and the good titles, but you don't really need to have the offers on. Because when you have stuff that is super rare, very unique or collectible, the buyers are going to come to you. It's much different than selling used clothing or plush. The buyers come to you. They know what they want. You know what they know what they want. Everybody knows the value of the item. You don't really need offers on. And that would include vintage clothing as long as it's unique. I'm going to bring up Vicky and Katie. Vicky has lots of vintage women's clothing that's very unique, and she may have like the only piece or the only vest or the only coat, whatever she has. She doesn't have a lot of competition. Not everyone has everything she has. Most of her stuff is very rare and not oversaturated. So she doesn't have to have best offers and free shipping and all that on, because she has, one of a few or the only one or just enough vintage rare items that she's not competing. So that would be the exception to the offers. If you have vintage stuff, rare stuff, unique stuff, collectible stuff, and you aren't in an oversaturated market, you don't have to worry about standing out. You don't have to worry about giving yourself all of these boosts in the searches or, standing out from Joe and Bob and being different, because you're already different because you have something rare. So that would be the exception for that. I would still say you should probably ship the next day or same day, fast shipping. But if you had something that needed time, let's say, I can't imagine, but let's say you had some giant electronic or whatever, and you needed time to package it and maybe drive it across town to UPS, so you put 2 or 3 day handling on it, that you can get away with, again, if it's a rare enough or unique enough item. If it's something they've been looking for forever and they really, really want it, they'll wait. There's been things where people have shipped taxidermied animals, big honking pieces of electronics and furniture and antiques and stuff like that. You can take an extra day or two. You can have your listing out a couple of days because they're going to be willing to wait. You're probably the only one with the taxidermied ocelot or whatever. So if it's not an oversaturated item and there's not 12 other people clamoring to sell the same item and ship it today, you're good. You can put it out. In fact, even on some common electronics, that would be okay. When we used to do a lot of the DVD VCR combos, we used to do 2-day, 3-day handling on them. This was back when Keith was still working outside of the house. So he joined me full-time in March of 2020. So prior to that, we would put those on 2 to 3 day handling to give him an extra day to package them up and get the box, get them boxed up is what I'm trying to say. And then unfortunately, our FedEx and UPS isn't convenient for us at all. We can't leave stuff on our porch, and we had to drive across town. But people were okay with that for big purchases like that. And then the free shipping, kind of the same thing. If you don't have 20 million people clamoring to sell the same item as you, you don't really have to work as hard to stand out. So if you have those rare items, again, you don't necessarily need free shipping on them, because in a lot of instances, people are willing to pay for the shipping on those. Free shipping isn't really free. It should not be free. If you're actually giving free shipping, you're doing it wrong. Free shipping is built into the price. A $20 pair of jeans is either 20 free ship or 12 plus 8 ship. That's just how it is. But if it's something big and heavy and clunky, you probably won't have calculated shipping on it. And again, if you're not competing with a bunch of people, who cares? You can do whatever you want because you have something that's probably rare and sought after. People are going to pay for it. I also say the exception to free shipping is anything really that's over a pound that can't go into a padded flat or a flat rate of some sort. If it's over a pound and you know it's going to fit in a padded flat, that's $8 you can add to the cost of the item and do free shipping. If it's going to go in a medium flat rate, I think that's like, I want to say $10 to $12. You can add that into your price. But if it's not going to it's not going to fit into a flat rate and you can't be sure of the price or how far it's going to go, I kind of recommend putting calculated shipping on those items. Just because of where we live in Pennsylvania right now, and I feel like every single heavy item we've ever sold has gone to Puerto Rico, Hawaii, California, Oregon. It's never close by, and having that calculated shipping one has saved us from eating some shipping cost a lot of times over. Because the further it goes, the more it costs, and the more it weighs, the more it costs. So, I mean, even we don't do free shipping on stuff that's over a pound unless we know how much the flat rate's going to cost. And promoted. So your promoted listings can be just limited to stuff that's oversaturated, used clothing, Plush, things that everyone else has. So I think everyone needs to stay active every day and have good pictures and good titles. But as far as the offers, how fast you're shipping, if you're offering free shipping or promoted listings, you can really base on what the item is. Electronics, rare items, unique, vintage, any of those I mentioned, you're not really competing. So you can kind of do whatever you want. But if you're doing used clothing or Plush for stuff that's common or oversaturated, you do have to do all of these things to compete because you've got 50 other people trying to sell the same thing, and you want to at least stay abreast, stay neck and neck with them. And in many instances, if you follow these best business practices, if you follow these, you're actually going to be ahead of the next guy, because there are, believe it or not, a lot of people that don't do these. They either don't know better, they haven't been taught, or they're just stubborn. I'm just going to put whatever I want on a title. Well, cool for you, but the coding in the back end of the algorithm doesn't like your title. So be stubborn all you want, but people who follow those best business practices are successful. And every successful reseller I know follows most, if not all, 8 of those on items that need them. So 2%. I just do 1%, to be quite honest with you. I just do 1% across the board on all my stuff. No more, no less. But I also do all the other stuff. So we price super high so we can run sales around the clock, and we have best offers on, and we have good pictures, and we have good titles. We're active every day. We do same-day shipping. Our cutoff's at 9 a.m. though, and we don't even start shipping usually until 10 or 11 every day. So you can pick your cutoff time. Don't think that same-day shipping is scary. I think a lot of people think that same-day shipping is really scary because what if something sells at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and I'm busy picking up the kids? Well, you set your cutoff time. So you could legitimately pick 8 a.m. and anything that sells after 8 a.m. that day doesn't have to ship on same-day shipping until the next day. I don't think a lot of people understand that. So ours is set at 9 a.m. So anything that sells after 9 a.m. every day technically does not have to ship out until the next day. But since we do our shipping around 11, we just grab anything that's sold after 9 until that time. And then it gets there faster than the buyer expected, and we get lots of really good feedback. So something to keep in mind with same-day shipping, you can set the cutoff time at 6 a.m. your time if you want, and just still ship as if it were next day. We also do free shipping on most stuff. So I don't know. I don't really want to go out much higher than 1% on promoted. And anything that's really unique, I kind of try to take the promoted off of it, but we have it set up like the campaigns where they take all your listings in. But anyway, that is my spiel for the night. I hope you guys can take something away from this and learn something new, or heard something maybe you've never heard of before. But if you have any questions, comments, or concerns at a later date, you can always leave a comment down below when this goes up for the replay. And you can join our Facebook group, Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod. There's a link down below for that as well. Or you can just search for it on Facebook. Join us over there, tag me in a post, ask your questions. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up before you leave. It really helps the channel a lot. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. And thank you guys for joining me tonight and hanging out with me for almost an hour and listening about the best business practices and the exceptions. It's always good to refresh these. A lot of people need to hear this sometimes, I feel like. So thanks for listening. Again, if you think of anything later, down below, we're in the group, tag me. Go be productive. Go make some money. And thank you for joining us. You guys, your support of the channel means a lot to us. So thank you so much. Y'all are the best. Bye.